Led states suing the Biden administration over its decision to end the Trump-era border policy known as Title 42. Officials warning it will lead to catastrophe. Let's bring in former Homeland Security Acting Secretary Chad Wolf. Chad, it's good to see you. Let me just play a little bit of what the Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich said earlier today on Fox and Friends.
If the Biden administration rescinds this policy, it will result in more than 500,000 people, it's estimated, to illegally cross our border in just 1 month. That's like the entire population of Baltimore, Atlanta, Georgia. So the system is already being overwhelmed. The cartels have seized control of the border. We see a record amount of fentanyl coming into this country. And now you're going to throw on top of that hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people.
You ran DHS when Title 42 was put in place. It was put in place by the CDC, but what do you think the effect will be when it comes off on May the 23rd?
Well, it's going to be a devastating effect. So the Attorney General is right. So not only do you have a number of individuals that are coming to the border every day today, and you're going to have to be releasing those into the country, so much more than we've currently seen, but you're also going to have a surge that's going to come behind that because they know, the cartels, the smugglers, and the traffickers are going to know that they can get their commodity, which is a human being in this case, across that border, and they'll stay here in the United States, and that's what folks are paying for. And so when you have this, and then you have the Biden administration announcing this almost 6 weeks early, I don't understand the logic there. They are giving a roadmap to the folks that want to come across this border illegally and helping the cartels, and then you're empowering the cartels to take certain action and giving them a 6 week head start to do so. It's baffling.
It's like putting up billboards in the Northern Triangle countries. I put together a graphic that I think illustrates this pretty well. During the 3 busiest months of last year, let's put those up on the screen. In June, 189,034 people came across the border. Of those, 104,000 were expelled under Title 42. July was 213,000 came across, 96,000 expulsions. In August, 209,000 came across, 95,000 expulsions. What we're expecting this year is that those top numbers may double and those bottom numbers will go away.
Yeah.
What's that going to do to the system?
It's going to completely break the system. The system's already broken, so it's going to overload them even more. And I would say in some cases, Title 42 has actually masked the real crisis along that border because they've been able to expel, using that public authority, 80 to 90,000 individuals a month. They can no longer do that come the 3rd week in May. So you're going to have to be releasing a lot more individuals, and then again that surge on top of that. So they've got a real crisis that's going to turn into a catastrophe come the 3rd week in May that they have not put any reasonable policies or procedures in place. It's okay if you're going to remove Title 42. I disagree with that, but one could make the argument that it is time to remove that. But if you don't put anything in its place to stem the illegal behavior, hold people accountable, then you are you're actively encouraging another surge.
Yeah, so you're taking away a deterrent, but you're not adding another one. Chris Magnus, who is the Commissioner of the Customs and Border Protection Service, recognized that and said in a statement, as a result of the CDC's termination of its Title 42 public health order, we will likely face an increase in encounters above the current high levels. There are a significant number of individuals who were unable to access the asylum system for the past 2 years and who may decide that now is the time to come. You know, experts are predicting that this is not going to be a few people that decided that were going to seek asylum and didn't and put it off. This is going to be a flood of people, and that you're not going to have many agents on the border because they're going to be at the facilities processing.
Well, absolutely. There's a number of things wrong with that statement. One is it's not likely. It's definitely a positive. It's definitely going to happen. 2 is they're actually flooding the system. So trying to find those individuals that have legitimate asylum claims is going to be almost impossible when you have a surge. If that's their real goal and intent, they actually need to decrease the population and not increase the number of individuals coming across that border illegally. You're never going to get to them. You're never going to get them in front of an immigration judge in a timely manner. They're pursuing the wrong goals for the wrong, that are going to have the wrong policies at the end of the day.
You know, those scenes that we saw under the bridges last year with all those Haitians and all those people coming across the Rio Grande, last summer, they'll probably pale in comparison with what we're expected to see this year.
I think that's right.
Chad, it's always great to see you. Thanks for coming by today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Sandra?
All right.